Hi, I'm children's author and illustrator Rebecca Timmis, and I'm thrilled to be part of Booktopia's International Children's Book Day special. Today I'm going to be reading from MerTales, The Great Treasure Hunt, which is the third book in the MerTales series. So it's the first ever treasure hunt in Cockleshell Cove, run by the very generous Count Frumpelsquid III. And Coral is thrilled to be team leader, but leading her team isn't quite as easy as Coral first thought. But this is a super fun book for readers aged 6 and up. There are riddles to solve and some cool facts about ancient history, not to mention lots of treasure hunting. And of course, it's not a MerTales book without just a little bit of magic. Get back in the book! Chapter 1, Coral's Crew. It was a clear, crisp morning on Humpback Avenue. With a flick of her crimson mermaid tail, Coral Clearwater dashed into the town square, dodging the crowds of mermaids milling about. Today was the first ever Cockleshell Cove treasure hunt, and the whole town was bubbling with excitement. Coral darted towards the sugar shack, where she had planned to meet up with her best friends, Pearl Periwinkle, Shell Shimmerfins, and Sandy Starfish. She weaved through lots of different teams. There were the crafty crafters, furiously knitting tail warmers while they waited for the hunt to start. Beside them, a team of dentists were comparing shovels with a team of librarians. Even the Mer Police had a team. Coral felt a pinch of worry. The Mer Police had specially trained dogfish and lots of cool gadgets to help them in the treasure hunt. They would be impossible to beat. Okay, this is from Chapter 2, Count Frumpelsquid III. The four mermaids swapped broad grins as a hush fell over the crowd. Mermaya Twinklefins was hovering behind a podium. In front of her was a table piled high with tightly rolled pieces of parchment. "Ladies and gentlefins," said Mermaya Twinklefins, "it's almost time for the Cockleshell Cove treasure hunt to begin. But first, please give a warm welcome to our host, Count Frumpelsquid III. Count Frumpelsquid has kindly donated all of the treasure for our treasure hunt." A fancy-looking merman swam up beside Mermaya Twinklefins. He tipped his top hat at the crowd, who cheered. Coral gasped. "Dithering dolphins," she cried. "I bumped into that mermaid in the town square. He was crankier than a crab with a sore pincer." "Maybe he was in a hurry to get to the podium," suggested Pearl. "He can't be so bad if he's donating a whole pile of treasure to the town." "I guess that makes sense," said Coral. "Thank you, Mermaya," said the Count. He turned to the crowd. "Welcome to the first Cockleshell Cove treasure hunt." The crowd clapped and waved. To win the treasure hunt, you must solve 3 clues. Each clue leads to a checkpoint where you will find the next clue. The first team to reach the last checkpoint will win my treasure chest, which is theirs to keep. The crowd erupted into a enormous cheer. So this is from Chapter 2, Count Frumpelsquid III. "You may now collect your first clue," cried Mermaya Twinklefins, waving her hand at the table of parchment scrolls. Coral darted forward, quick as a cheetah fish. Sport was her thing. No way was she going to be the last to get their clue. She was first to reach the table, where she scooped up one of the tightly rolled scrolls before dashing back to her friends. Pearl, Sandy, and Shell huddled around as Coral opened the scroll, her heart beating fast. Around them, all the other teams were doing the same. The first clue was written in curly crimson ink above a map of Cockleshell Cove. "What does it say?" said Sandy, shivering with glee. "It's a riddle," said Coral. "It says, 'I hide behind stony walls where priceless treasures line the halls. The second clue is only seen at the fins of an ancient ocean queen.'" Said Pearl, thinking hard. "What do you think all that means?" Coral tapped her chin. "Let's start with the first line. Which buildings have stony walls?" The mermaids looked around. 3 buildings were made of stone: City Hall, the Sea Sponge Cinema, and the Old Museum. "Priceless treasures line the halls," mulled Pearl. "Well, I don't think there's any treasure in City Hall, or the cinema." "That leaves the museum," said Shell. "Of course," exclaimed Sandy. "Museums are full of ancient treasures." "Great thinking, team," said Coral, dashing towards the museum. Pearl, Sandy, and Shell followed close behind. Coral looked around and grinned to herself. All the other teams were still mulling over the riddle. Coral's crew were off to a clamtastic start.